Welcome everybody to another World Cup watchalong here in Rank Talks Ball. My hair is an absolute mess, but it doesn't matter because we are here for yet another World Cup match, another quarterfinal game after what we saw yesterday with France defeating Morocco 2-0, eliminating the last remaining African team out of the World Cup, progressing the French to a third straight semi-final, and today we're looking for their opponents. It will be either Spain or Belgium. Spain, obviously led by Lamine Yamal, an amazing team that under Luis de la Fuente has found massive success, especially winning Euro 2024 and coming into this tournament as one of the favorites. They got off to a slow start in the group stage, drawing with Cabo Verde and then obviously destroying Saudi Arabia, an unconvincing game up against Uruguay to end off that group, topping the group. Against Austria, they played a lot better. Against Austria, they looked like the team that we knew they could be. And then they dispatched Portugal in the round of 16 1-0 in a game that was fairly slow, but that they controlled for the most part and managed to win it in the end. Meanwhile, Belgium, they were looking very disappointing at the start as well, dropping points to Egypt, dropping points to Iran, and only getting that massive victory like 5-1 over New Zealand to be able to top the group. Against Senegal, they looked down and out. They were 2-0 down at 85 minutes, managed to make that comeback, force extra time where they would end up winning via a penalty on Tielemans, scored by Tielemans as well. And then on the round of 16, they absolutely destroyed the United States of America. They crushed the party of the last remaining host nation. And now they are here trying to ruin another party because, like we were talking about, Spain, one of the favorites. They are the team that is favored in this matchup. They should be the one who make it through. But Belgium seem to be here to be party poopers. So if they can crash this Spanish party, they are 100% gonna try to do their best. But Spain obviously looking to make that dream semi-final matchup between France and Spain happen, and yeah, see which of the two will be advancing to the World Cup final, which will be very exciting if it plays out that well. If not, Belgium advancing would mean that we have a rematch of the semi-final from 2018 between Belgium and France. And yeah, I mean, there will also be narratives around that. And at that point, if Belgium do beat Spain, like you cannot write them off. I don't know what is happening with my hair, but yeah, there we go. Thank you, Albert, for joining. Welcome back to the stream. I think Spain should win, but Belgium has made me look foolish since the groups. I mean, yeah, I predicted them to go out against Senegal. I predicted them to get a draw, 2-2 draw against the USA, and I don't know who would have advanced. I think I would have had Belgium advancing on penalties, but I did not expect them to absolutely destroy the United States in that fashion. So yeah, they've been doing their best to kind of ruin the party for the other teams. Uh, Still not impressed with Spain. They are not as they are effective, but too slow for my liking. Well, they are effective. That is the perfect way to describe Spain. 35 games unbeaten across all competitions for Luis de la Fuente's side. They also haven't conceded this World Cup, the only team not to do so. And yeah, they looked really good defensively. They're probably, you could make the argument that they haven't really been tested defensively, but against a strong side like Portugal, they were able to completely shut them down. It was a pretty slow game, and they just won it in the end. You could say that it wasn't convincing, but it's the kind of game against a top nation that you need to advance and prove that you're here to make a statement. I think that Spain have done that in the knockouts so far. They look like a really strong and solid team. And so it's going to be hard for Belgium to knock them out for sure, because they are unbeaten in 35 games and they still have not conceded. So if Belgium managed to do this, I think it's going to be a big surprise. I don't know if a shock, but it's going to be a big surprise if Belgium managed to pull through. SSB, thank you so much for joining. No, Pedri, what is going on? We're going to go over the lineups now in a bit because, yes, there are some big calls on both sides. Coke Zero, thank you so much for joining. Spain wins this comfortably. That should be the narrative, because Spain, one of the best teams in the world, reigning Euro champions with a crazy unbeaten streak and with keeping clean sheets left, right, and center. Meanwhile, Belgium getting here after a lot of shaky performances, but their best performance was their last game against the USA. And if they can play that way, they can give Spain a run for their money for sure. Which veteran will be retired after today's match? Well, I don't know. Spain doesn't really have that many veterans, right? So, like, if Belgium were to lose, I'm sure that a few veterans would probably retire from the national team or maybe give it a go at Euro 2028. But I don't know. I don't like Spain's team is for the most part pretty young or in their late 20s, early 30s. So, I don't know if anybody from Spain would even retire after that. Um, as the players walk out onto the pitch, let's go over those lineups because I think that that is going to be the main talking point here. Is some of the calls. Hold on, I don't have it. Let me come back here. I need to put in. There we go. Here are the lineups. And so you have here in the browser, and these are the lineups. And like I said, there were some big calls here on the side of Spain because, as SSB pointed out, no Pedri in that midfield. Is going to be Unai Simon in goal with Marco Correa, Ayremic Laporte, Pau Cubarsí, and Pedro Porro as that back line. And then in the midfield, Rodri still there as the captain, Fabian Ruiz replacing Pedri in that midfield, and Dani Olmo in that kind of number 10 position. So very interesting to have both Fabian Ruiz and Dani Olmo, who have felt like they kind of want to play in that number 10 role, but instead Dani Olmo is going to be the one playing that, the most offensive one of the two, and Fabian Ruiz playing a fairly similar style to the role that he fulfills whenever he does get minutes at PSG. But yeah, it's kind of weird. The front three remains the same: Alex Baena, Oyarzabal, and Lamine Yamal. I mean, Alex Baena, that kind of winger that is more about keeping possession and not so much about dribbling, like somebody like Nico Williams. Lamine Yamal, obviously, in my opinion, the best player in the world and somebody who can cause this Belgian defense a lot of trouble on that side of the pitch. So they're going to have to be rock solid to keep him quiet. Alex Baena, not the type of guy to go on that one-on-one, but who maybe suits the Spanish game a bit better as a winger that can hold possession as well. On the side of Belgium, Courtois is going to be the goalkeeper, of course. The back four with Maxime de Kuiper, Mechele, Ngoy, and Timothy Castagne. Theate apparently was not fit for this game still, so we're going back to Ngoy and Mechele on the side of Belgium. The double pivot with Tielemans and Raskin. Obviously, Amadou Onana came off injured in the game against the USA with an ACL tear, and he's going to be out for like 6 to 8 months. So obviously he's going to miss the rest of the World Cup, and he's going to miss probably the rest of the year for Aston Villa as well, which is a shame for him. So obviously Belgium not having that big central defensive midfielder that they usually like to have. So instead, Raskin and Tielemans going to be playing kind of like that double pivot. And Bana can be in an option that they can bring off the bench. And it's going to be the return of Kevin De Bruyne on the starting 11 after he didn't start against the United States. He's going to play in that kind of offensive midfielder position. Also, Jeremy Doku returns to the starting lineup on that right-hand side, while Trossard remains on the left. Trossard, somebody who is known for cooking Pedro Porro in the Premier League, while Doku is going to have to go up against Marco Correa, at least at the start, because we know that maybe Trossard and Doku later down the line, they could switch positions as well, but we have Premier League matchups over there. And Charles de Catalar is still the striker ahead of somebody like Romelu Lukaku, who is very likely to see minutes off the bench. So, I mean, on the side of Belgium, after everything that happened against the US, obviously Onana was never going to be in the starting 11 again with his injury, but KDB and Doku remaining in the starting 11 ahead of somebody like Vanaken, ahead of somebody like Bakayoko or something like that. So yeah, Rudy Garcia just trusting the players that we would usually trust in this Belgium side, but that maybe haven't shown their best at this World Cup yet. And yeah, in favor of other guys who maybe showed up against the USA, but clearly trusting the experience of this old guard here against, well, Doku is not old, but you know what I mean, up against the Spanish team. So interesting calls on both sides. Mr. Worldwide Lukaku about to score a hat trick today. Well, he's going to have to come off the bench for that, and if he does, it's going to be extremely impressive, and it's going to be the redemption arc for Lukaku, who has looked obviously a lot better than he did at the last time we saw him at the World Cup in 2022. So good for Big Rom to start showing up for the Belgian national team again. Their largest top scorer, their historical top goal scorer in the Belgian national team, and yeah, striker that I respect a lot. and has found a new place coming off the bench in favor of Charles de Catalar, who seems to be the starting striker from now on. Cucumberman versus Doku and Porro versus Trossard. Spain going for athleticism. It kind of feels like it. I feel like it could be a long game. If Spain don't open the score early, I feel like this could be a low scoring game, kind of like what we saw between Spain and Portugal. Ruiz is probably starting to help fullbacks. Um, probably, probably because I expect that Cucurella especially is gonna push forward a lot. Pedro Porro has been pushing up a lot as well, creating some chances for his teammates. And and yeah, I feel like Fabian Ruiz can kind of play that position where he kind of covers for his fullbacks. Pairing the double pivot cannot help the defense. That is true. That is true. But you have to wonder if at that point Luis de la Fuente is worrying too much about what Belgium can do instead of trying to figure out what he can do instead to hurt Belgium. But I don't know. Maybe the pragmatic approach ends up working out. Hello, Mr. Krabs. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. We went over the 11s right there, a few big calls on both sides, and now we're gonna have to see who's gonna come out on top. And that's what I'm gonna ask you, Chad. I think that there is gonna be a favorite here, but I wanna know who will win. Who do you think will win? It's gonna be the question for the chat on this one. I've already read some of your comments favoring one of these two teams. But let's see how many Belgian believers we have in the chat. Both of these teams are just playing for who gets to lose to France anyway. I'm not so sure about that. Like, I feel like especially Spain is somebody that could give France a run for their money. I feel like Spain matches up really well into France, as much as I think that France have looked unstoppable so far, uh, Spain is a team that looks unbeatable and that matches really well into what France wants to do as well. Yeah, no Pedri, ETR. Thank you so much for joining, by the way. Okay, I see a Belgian believer right there. Alex, thank you so much for joining. Welcome back just in time before the game starts here at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Massive, massive stadium with a massive screen on top, 360. And I don't know, I have a sneak feeling that this could be an interesting matchup. I think that Spain are the obvious favorites, but I don't know. Something about this lineup looks kind of sus. And Belgium making some big calls as well, which could either work brilliantly for them or backfire in a spectacular way. Trying to get the 19th cover so I can watch the final. I'll have to make something similar to watch the final, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get my way and I'll be able to watch the final, especially if Argentina are in it. But for that, we have a long way to go. Still, we have tomorrow at night that game against Switzerland, which we will obviously make a watch along for. I won't be free for England against Norway, but once I come out of work, I'll be there for Argentina against Switzerland. We'll be here no matter what. As the ref blows the whistle, Michael Oliver, the referee for today, and we're underway here between Spain and Belgium. And let's see who gets the chance to play France in the semifinal. We already know that in this side of the bracket there is going to be a European team in the final. So now the only thing left is find out who is going to be, as Belgium have the first possession, and that is going to cross the touch line, and so that's going to be a goal kick for Spain. But from the goal kick, Belgium showing some intentions of trying to play long on the back of Marco Cucurella. I believe it was Trossard making that run. So instead, for now, we have Doku on the left with Trossard on the right, which is the opposite of what is showed on football. So for now, we have Doku going up against Pedro Porro and Trossard going up against Cucurella. And Belgium is pressing really high up. Wait, that is Vanaken. Wait. Why is Vanaken on the pitch? So Tillemans is not playing. So Furma was just straight up wrong. Furma was lying to me. They just did a close up of Vanaken, and I was like, wait, but the starting midfield is Raskin, Vanaken, Raskin, Tillemans, and De Bruyne. But no, it's Raskin, Vanaken, and De Bruyne. No, there's no Tillemans. Wait, so Furma was just straight up lying to me. How did I get that wrong? How could I get that wrong? That is incredible. All right, so Vanaken is playing and Tillemans is on the bench. That is also a big call. That is also a big call. I'm 20 seconds ahead. Fair enough, fair enough. No worries, Alex. Oh, and here comes Cucurella trying to slid in a pass. Takes a reflection on the defender. Alex Baena was offside anyway, so that's going to be a free kick to Belgium. And yeah, Tillemans, something must have happened because now the camera's on him. I think that Tillemans must have been on the starting lineup that they presented like an hour before the game. But then during the warm up, Tillemans must have felt something, a knock or an injury or something, and instead it's Vanaken, the one who's starting. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Krabs. I think that Tillemans got injured during the warm up. That is really unfortunate for Belgium. Vanaken is still a great player. I really rate him from his time at Club Brugge, what he did in the Champions League. I think that he's a really, really underrated player. But I mean, Tillemans was having a great workout so far. He was one of the main pieces that made Belgium reach this far, despite maybe not deserving to. All right, well, we'll see how that change shapes up the game then. Michael Oliver, also a referee that, um, well, he's usually very lenient to let the game play on. He also hands out a lot of yellow cards um, in the Premier League, which is something to take into account because any players that are on a yellow card could get suspended for the semifinals. The yellow cards clean after these are wiped away. It's a better way to say it. After this game, so that if somebody gets booked in the semifinals, they will not miss the final. You can only miss the final via suspension by getting sent off in the semis, basically. Unless you're the USA, of course. Oh, and that is a good ball for Yamal. It's cleared by Michel. And that's going to be a throw-in for Spain. Hello, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, it's for the wildfires in southern Spain. Yikes, man. I mean, climate change is just going crazy in the entire northern hemisphere at the moment. Spain looks more direct. I think that Belgium also tried to play direct. It's just that Spain have had basically the possession this whole first 4 minutes. I think it's too early to make a call on how both teams want to play and approach this game. Yep, Spain yet to give up a goal this World Cup, and if you add the 120 minutes that they didn't concede against Morocco at the last World Cup, that adds up to a lot of times since the Spanish national team has conceded a World Cup goal. You have to go back all the way to the second goal they conceded to Japan in the group stage, the one where it looked like the ball completely crossed the line, but VAR proved that it hadn't. That was the last World Cup goal that Spain have conceded, which is kind of crazy to think about. I feel like there's a mix there that it feels like their defense hasn't really been tested, but as well, it's been really solid. Like Cubarsí and Laporte, who I didn't really trust defensively, and Unai Simon as well. being a good goalkeeper, despite everybody saying that Jean Garcia or David Raya should start ahead of him, which I think are fair arguments. Um, but so far, I mean, it's been working for Luis de la Fuente. They hadn't conceded. Belgium having a few issues playing out from the back, and so Spain are the ones holding the possession. It's only been 6 minutes, but it kind of looks similar to what we saw yesterday between France and Morocco, where France were really pressing Morocco when they were trying to build out from the back. Um, and Morocco were constantly getting dispossessed. They could not progress through the halfway line, and France basically had all of the opportunities in that first half. So, um, if this game plays out anything like the last one, it spells really bad stuff for Belgium. They need to find a way. There we go. That is good from Ngoy, pushing forward to recover the ball. And now let's see how they can play out from this press that Spain is proposing. Spain kind of stretched out wide, but everybody's marking someone. So Spain really trying to cover the wings. That is their main goal, it seems. Trying to make sure that Doku doesn't get the ball in with a lot of space to run into. Same with Trossard. Seeing Spain with black sleeves is so weird to me. It kind of reminds me to the Belgium kids from a few Euros ago. Um, yeah, I mean they are blue, but it kind of looks like the Spanish kid looks like Belgium's, and I mean even Spain's away kid is also white. So like this graphic that I have like over here, like it could easily be the other way around if they were using different shirts. But I love the when the Spanish kit is not just plain red, when it also has those touches of blue. Even though the Spanish flag doesn't have any blue in it, it just adds so much to the design, in my opinion. I cannot wait for Argentina Switzerland either. Like I'm so nervous for that game after we had to suffer so much against Cabo Verde and Egypt. I'm like there. I knew there was no easy game, but like the fact that we've had to suffer this much is just unbelievable. So it's gonna be a really really difficult game tomorrow. See, SSB, Belgium are also trying to play direct. It's just that they are losing the ball. They're getting dispossessed. But Belgium are also trying to play direct, trying to find Doku with a lot of space to run in behind. It's just they haven't been really that successful at it yet. Oh, and that's gonna be a foul on Kukureya. Actually, on Alex Baena. Kukureya was. Oh, it was Lamine. What was Lamine doing on the left side? I got so confused. And yeah, Trossard just gently grabs him. Lamine sells it very well, just full on flopping, but Michael Oliver gives the foul, and that's probably going to be a crossing to the box for Spain, who could look to have the first goal scoring opportunity of this game 9 minutes in. Let's see, can they find Rodri inside? They play it low. Cucurella is not able to deflect it, and here comes Fabian Ruiz, crossing into the middle, blocked by Ngoy. Cucurella trying to head it back in, and finally, Belgium able to clear it away, and KDB gonna put in a long pass to nobody. Okay, but now the ball is again on Belgian possession. I have a question. I hear a lot of commentators say play like a number 10, play like a number 9. What does that mean? Okay, so I know this is different in different parts of the world, but I'm going to explain it like it's here in Argentina and see if I can translate it. So you see here, Alex, that you have like the players, set up in a formation. Basically, in the early days of football, like positions, you didn't have like a central attacking midfielder or something like right winger or left winger, right? You kind of gave the players a position and described it based on the number that they were wearing on their shirt. because obviously the goalkeepers are normally the number one, so playing like a number one is playing like a goalkeeper. Here in Argentina, uh, the right uh, center back is going to wear the number 2 and the left center back is going to wear the number 6. I know that in Europe usually the number 6 is the central defensive midfielder and the 5 is the left center back. Here in Argentina is the opposite. The number 5 is the central defensive midfielder. Then the number 3 is going to be the left back. The number 4 is going to be the right back. And then basically the number 10 is going to be the central attacking midfielder. This is basically because of players like Pelé, like Maradona, who played in this like central attacking midfielder, and they were the number 10. And so playing like a 10 is basically playing here, and playing like a number 9 is playing as the center forward, because usually the center forwards are the one that wear the number 9. Actually, you can see it here with Dani Olmo, that he wears the number 10 and he plays in the number 10 position. And usually players that wear, well, in case of Spain, like Gavi has the 9, but for example Lukaku is the number 9 for Belgium, because he's the center forward as well. So playing like a 9 is the center forward, playing like a 10 is the central attacking midfielder, and then you also have like those are like a 1, like a 4, like a 3, like a number 5 or a number 6 or a number 2. Um, the number 11 is the left winger, and the number 7 is usually the right winger. That is also another one. The number 8 is usually like the other holding midfielder, like kind of like the box to box, which is also the Tillemans. Well, Tillemans is not here, but you can see it in Fabian Ruiz, for example. Those are basically the numbers. But then obviously it's a 26-man squad, so there are a lot of other players and a lot of other numbers. Alex Baena was appealing for a handball there, but it didn't seem like it was too close to the body, so I don't think that was a penalty appeal there for Spain. No problem, Alex. Doku playing for Vanaken, who was breaking through the lines, and that cross is gonna be caught by Unai Simon. The Kuiper loves to push forward all the time. He's such an offensive left back. And if he's doing overlapping runs with Doku, that could really trouble Pedro Porro, who is not like the strongest right back when it comes to defense. And Bola and Vargas could have a field day. Yeah, they really could. We are really lucky that Mori Yakin has already confirmed that Mansambi is out for the game, because Mansambi had been Switzerland's best attacker so far this tournament, and the fact that he's out, well, it's really unfortunate for Switzerland and for the game itself. It's good news for Argentina, because he would have been a massive threat. But we still have to take care of Vargas, of people like Rieder, or obviously Embolo, and make sure to keep Granit Xhaka quiet, and anybody who could come off the bench to try and threaten our backline, which has looked relatively shaky so far. Yeah, in rugby as well, the number is the position, but the positions also have names in rugby just in case. Belgium now recovering the ball and trying to go on the offense with Doku. Doku still dribbling inside, cutting inside. Is he gonna find Trossard? Yes, he will. And Trossard with the shot, it gets blocked by Cucurella. Timothy Castagne now joining the fray, and that's going to be a throw-in for Belgium. Yeah, Belgium is playing very direct. Like, I think that actually it's been Spain the one who has been trying to hold possession the most. Most people obviously siding with Spain here. Out of 7 votes, I believe that's 5 people voting for Spain, 2 people voting for Belgium, which, not really that surprising, but at least 2 people believe in the Red Devils. Amazing move there by Lamine Yamal, and now he's running into space. Is he gonna find a teammate? No, it gets blocked by Vanaken. Spain retain possession, and now Cucurella on the left side. And Rodri, it's gonna be up to Rodri to dictate the tempo now that Pedri's on the bench. Fabian Ruiz and Dani Olmo working basically as box crushers. While, oh, that's a great through ball for Dani Olmo. He tries to control it. That was really awkward because he didn't get, even though he was found in space inside the box, that first touch was kind of awkward. He kind of lifted the ball a bit too much and wasn't able to control it. Oh, amazing piece of skill by Lamine Yamal. They're just showing it on the replay. I went against the touchline with Doku marking him, and with a turn, he's able to just get away from that. Yeah, the game's opening more up here now. Okay, the goal kick from Courtois is gonna go all the way to an Simon, and so Spain are gonna play out from the back now. Since I'm not gonna be able to do a watch along for that game tomorrow, I wanna know what you guys think about England Norway. I feel like that's a really exciting game. I feel like that's on paper the closest game of the quarterfinals. Oh, and that's a great ball for Alex Baena, but is he gonna get to it? No, he's not. It's gonna be a goal kick for Belgium. But the intention was really good. Belgium still yet to create something very threatening, but it doesn't feel okay. If you are gonna play out from the back like that looked very desperate from Ngoy. Another turn from Lamine, no foul this time, says Michael Oliver, and so Doku is gonna run into space once again, starting in the middle. Like Doku, even though maybe he starts on the next to the touch line, then he drifts into the middle to try and find somebody out wide. Now the cross in for Trossard. There's contact in the box, but nothing, says Michael Oliver. The Kuiper again trying to crash the box, and that's gonna be a free kick for Spain. No, that was a blatant dive by Lamine Yamal. Absolutely nothing there. But I don't understand why that's a foul from the Kuiper either. It looked like just that was not a foul from the Kuiper. That was just football contact. Are there any players from either of these teams that play in the Primera División? No, absolutely not. I'm 100% sure that the only players left from the Argentine League at the World Cup are in the Argentina national team, especially because all of the other teams are European. Like if Uruguay, Paraguay, or some of these other national teams were still there, like maybe, but no, hell no. Lamine Yamal ended up in Argentina in his late career. You're absolutely crazy. You're absolutely insane. I have no idea what Lamine is gonna do with his career. Like I would expect him to stay at Barcelona for as long as he possibly can, unless he gets a big money move to something like I don't know PSG or somewhere in the Premier League or to Saudi. Like I don't know. I'm sure that the Saudi clubs would love to have him for for his talent and for marketing purposes as well. But there's no way in hell that Lamine is gonna end up in the Argentinian league. I think it's criminal that England versus Norway isn't the final. Really? Do you think it's that good of a game? I mean, it's gonna be an amazing game, but I feel like we can get bigger names in the World Cup final. Like we know that France is gonna be one of the main contenders to be there, and if Spain wins, like either Spain or France is gonna be in the final, which I guess is what a lot of people predicted. And then from the other side of the bracket, it could be England, it could be Norway, it could be Argentina. You cannot really discard Switzerland. So like, it's gonna be an interesting final no matter what. But I feel like I cannot. I'm looking ahead. I would really like that Argentina England semifinal. I would really like for that to happen. Really, Odegaard has been ghosting. I think that Odegaard has been really good playing a role for this Norway team. He's not really there for assisting. Oh, Lamine Yamal now with the shot goes wide. He recovered the ball, and now he's complaining that the ball took a touch and it should be a corner. But the pressing from Fabian Ruiz, very effective at dispossessing Raskin. and then the shot from Lamine, that doesn't seem like it took a touch on anybody. Goes just wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for Belgium. No, Odegaard has been good. He has not been assisting, which is something that we maybe knew him for at Arsenal, especially not so much this season, but last season. Um, but he's been really good at dictating the tempo and holding possession for Norway whenever they needed to. In the game against Brazil, I feel like he held the ball a lot of time. He took responsibility for carrying the ball for his team. He dictated play. So I think that he's kind of been playing like the director of the orchestra a bit, not so much, the guy getting the assist for Haaland or that break line pass or something. Um, he's been doing a bit more of a quiet role, but it's been really good at that. Belgium acting like Roberto Martinez is still managing out though. I don't think Rudy Garcia is that much different from Roberto Martinez. You could say Rudy is maybe a bit more competent. At least he showed it against the USA, but I mean. So far it's looked sloppy from Belgium. It looked like if it isn't Doku running at somebody, they don't really have a lot going on. Oh, that turn from Dani Olmo. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it ended up working out as the ball reaches Lamine Yamal. He tries to get past his man, but he gets dispossessed. If that was intentional from Dani Olmo, that was sick, but it looked like he did that on accident. Kind of like that. It felt like the ball hit his back heel and he lost it, but somehow it reached Lamine. No way. I think, okay, looking back at the replay, I think Dani Olmo meant to do that, and that was really smooth. That was really smooth. It looked like he did it on accident. Coke Zero, there's no way, absolutely no way that people are saying that seriously as we go into the advertisement break. There's no way that people are saying that seriously. Yakin purposely made him fail the medical. Yakin sabotaging Switzerland because he had a good time in Buenos Aires that one time in 2025. Rudy took Lyon to a quarterfinal in the UCL. Yeah, that was a very good accomplishment back in the COVID season. I have a Belgian friend. We've been hanging out for a long time now. Like I believe since basically since the pandemic as well. We've been talking on Discord, and he always is hyping up obviously the Belgian young talent. He told me about Doku before Doku was anybody. Um, and he does not seem happy with how Rudy Garcia has set up the team most often than not. But I think he liked the decisions obviously that he made against the US. The big calls, taking out KDB, taking out Doku because they hadn't really been performing. I wonder. I didn't really see his messages for today's game, but I thought it was kind of weird the lineup choices for from Rudy Garcia. Michael Edwards walk from Liverpool. People are saying this. That'll be big news. That'll be big news from the board point of view, especially as Liverpool have to start eyeing, the transfer market. And I feel like we should be trying to make a few more signings under Paul Ariola before the World Cup ends, because we know that the World Cup is like a big window and a lot of players end up being overpriced because of the World Cup. So I feel like Liverpool needs to play it a bit more smart and not just spend a lot of money like the other Premier League clubs used to do during the World Cup season, especially since Liverpool wasted so much money last season on guys like Isak, Ekitike, Florian Wirtz. Liverpool spent so much money and it didn't really amount to much. Alex, if we could get 15 likes in this type of stream, it would be amazing. Is there a Brazil tax? Yes, there is definitely a Brazil tax. Like I noticed that some of the best Argentinian talents, excluding somebody like Mastantuono who left on his release clause, some of the biggest Argentinian talents leave the league for like 10 or 15 million, and every single talent from Brazil, like they maybe have not even played a game for the first team, and they go out for like 50 million, 60 million. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? I feel like there is definitely a Brazil tax, in the same way that there is an English tax and a Spanish tax. The Brazil tax is crazy. I feel like European teams would be so much better off buying players from Argentina, from Colombia, from Ecuador. They'd be so much better off. Those talent factories are so much better. Well, not much better, but for the price and quality, balance, it's a lot better to buy from Argentina, Ecuador, and Colombia than it is to buy from Brazil. I feel like nowadays, like unless you hit it and you get somebody like Vinny Jr., like it's probably not gonna be worth it. Like how much money did Real Madrid spend on Endrick for him to be on the bench like 80% of his tenure? Remember how much money Barcelona spent on Vitor Roque just for him to then go on a loan stint to Betis and then back to Brazil? Like the Brazilian tax is insane. Oh, the Ketelare winning the header, but can Doku win the ball back? Yes, he does. Is that gonna be a foul? No, says Michael Oliver, but Doku gets dispossessed. Yamal gives the ball away, but Spain recovered it very quickly. Like Belgium is struggling to keep possession. Belgium really struggling at the moment. Although Courtois hasn't yet had to make any. Oh my god! Of course, Spain score as soon as that happens. Are we back? Are we back? And of course, Spain scores just as I'm coming back. Dude, that happens. That happened to me a few times during with my computer because I usually don't have it connected unless like it's running out of battery because my laptop heats up a lot. Um, but sometimes like it's running out of battery and it straight up doesn't tell me. Like usually it showed me like a flashing message telling me that it's running out of battery, and this time it didn't. It just turned off randomly, and so I had to connect it and turn it on again. And usually that works. But now I'm like, look, I didn't lose anything, but the stream may have froze a little bit. And Spain have scored just as I was coming back. Spain scored the first real chance that they created. Dani Olmo finds a lot of space inside the box. He fires a shot. Courtois saves it, but he leaves the rebound at the feet of Fabian Ruiz for him to shoot. And despite the best efforts from Mechele, he's not able to fully clear it. It goes in between his legs, and Spain are 1-0 up. Also, your TV stream also died. Like everything, the whole technology just collapsed. Coke, obviously, that the Argentina national team has been training. There's no way. Like they've shown it as well on their social media. On top of all of the barbecues that they've been showing on their social media, um, they've also been training. Thank you, Alex. Yeah. I need to bring the timer back to where it was. 20. There we go. So yeah, I was off for like 2 whole minutes, and in those 2 minutes, as soon as I came back, Spain scored. Really, really were a well drilled goal with Lamine finding Dani Olmo inside of the box. Dani Olmo with the shot. It's not very powerful, but Courtois, maybe he could have done better there. Maybe he didn't need to deflect it that way because he laid it off basically for Fabian Ruiz to have to shoot from the rebound. And yeah, it was an easy goal for Spain to score after that. Belgium, after defending really well during the first few minutes, finally the first clear chance that they concede, and it's a goal. Is that Noel Gallagher? I, I know it's one of the Gallaghers, but I always have a bad time recognizing which of the Gallaghers that is from Oasis. Pedri might be done now. Not sure about that. Well, he needs to come. I mean, obviously, Fabian Ruiz showing impact. That is Noel. Okay. Ooh, Lamine going all the way to the end, and Rodri tries to cross it, cleared away by Ngoy. Liam has light hair. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the future. Because I know I should have recognized him because that's why my first guess, oh, that is could be a foul. Yep, it's gonna be a foul, says Michael Oliver. Lamine Yamal once again running into the box, and just as he's on the edge of the box, he is brought down by Doku, and that's gonna be a very dangerous free kick for Spain. Yeah, Doku just pushes him. That's gonna be a dangerous free kick for Spain. I should. That's why my first guess was Noel, because I know that Noel Gallagher visited La Bombonera last year, at the end of last year, and yeah, I thought it was him. All right, Belgium setting up the wall, Spain setting up the dummy wall, and let's see who takes it. I mean, Lamine Yamal is lining up for it. Oyarzabal now moves out of the way, and it's gonna be Yamal. Yamal saved by Courtois once again, but there's a rebound again, and it's cleared away. Another rebound that Courtois has given away, but at least he managed to stop the free kick from Yamal. And the Belgian defense cleared it away. And now Spain have a corner. They played short for Fabian. Now Dani Olmo. The referee gets in the way. What is Oliver doing? What is Oliver doing? Oliver straight up got in the way of Dani Olmo. And now he's gonna have to give the ball back to Spain, but that could have been a good opportunity for Spain, and Oliver like just didn't know where to go. Zero awareness from the referee right there. And he gets in the way of the attacker as soon as they're attacking. That was so stupid from Michael Oliver. Least controversial Michael Oliver moment. I'm sure Messi has something to do with this. I'm sure. They're rigging it so Spain doesn't win. Oh, and that's the ball for Oyarzabal. Oh, and the shot. There's a handball, says Michael Oliver, on the build up. So Alex Baena. Let's see. I don't think that's a handball. I don't think it touches here. Uh, because you're supposed this you know when Alex Baena is wearing a long sleeve, but when you're wearing like a short sleeve, if it bounces on your sleeve, that is not considered a handball. So controlling the ball like this, it's not a handball. That shouldn't have been a handball. That should have been a corner for Spain. Who's scarier to you, Spain or France? France. France is scarier, but this is what I tell people. Like, if it's Spain against France in the semifinals, I think that Spain match up really well into France because of the style of play that Spain obviously has. Because we've seen this World Cup that France have struggled to break down low blocks. They struggled against Paraguay, and they also struggled against Morocco. Whenever Morocco was defending as a team, they were keeping France at bay. Like, France did not create good chances while Morocco was defending in a low block. The three chances that France created, the penalty and the two goals, were because they recovered the ball in the midfield and they were able to hit Morocco in transition. And once it was uh, the attackers going one on one against the defenders, running into space, That's where France were able to shine. But when they were trying to break down Morocco's low block, France wasn't really creating chances. It's just that on the one-on-ones they were unstoppable, right? Um, so if Spain can set up tactically in a way where they are very organized and don't allow those runs in behind to happen, and because Spain is a team that doesn't really lose possession in the midfield because they are so good at keeping the ball, I feel like Spain is the kind of team that can really trouble France just because they don't lose possession, they don't lose the ball in the midfield, and because of that, they won't be hitting transition the same way that Morocco were. Um, in that regard, I feel like Spain is the perfect team to go up against France. But I do think that the French team is scarier than the Spanish team. They are practicing Coke Zero, I'm telling you. Like they show it on their social media as well. Like in the middle of they showing how many barbecues they are doing, which at this point feels like a ritual, and that they are doing it, to avoid any jinx or whatever. On top of them showing the barbecues, they're also showing their training sessions. Like the national team is 100% training. I can confirm it. I have seen it with my two eyes. The national team is training. The social media team is just having fun with the barbecues. I know. I've seen it in social media as well. I've seen it. They post like a barbecue before every game, but they're training too. Oh, really good from Yamal to get away from Doku and the Kuiper, but the shot hits the side netting. Doku has been getting cooked by Yamal. Doku is supposed to be the guy that's cooking people, but he's having to revert to defending alongside the Kuiper, and he's having a tough time defending Yamal. Dutch parting with girls the night before the Germany final in 74. Damn. Coke Zero, the team is practicing. How many times I have to tell you? They are practicing, trust me. Okay, Doku finally a chance, squares it into the middle. Can Belgium have a shot? Castagne now. Castagne tries to cross it. The ball back to Castagne after the deflection. Trossard, KDB. Good ball for Castagne. Castagne is gonna put a cross for Ketelari. And there's the equalizer. And just like that, Belgium have equalized. Amazing play. Amazing play from Belgium. And that's the impact from KDB. Mr. Krabs, I saw that message. You said that Doku was getting cooked, and just like that, Belgium have equalized. that is the that is why you have KDB in the team. Because as soon as he received the ball from Trossard, he spotted Castagne making the run in behind. And that is the play, that the pass that activated everything. The quick pass from De Bruyne back to Castagne, Castagne to put in the cross, and the header from Charles de Ketelaere means that Spain have conceded for the first time this tournament. Oh, they're gonna have to check for offside there, but that was an amazing play from Belgium. Oh, Kovarci got absolutely cooked. He couldn't mark the Ketelaere, and the bounce of the ball made it difficult for Unai Simon to react. Amazing diving header by Charles. Yeah, and he won a header against Team Ream against the USA as well. The goal stands. There's no offside. That is the first time that Spain have conceded this tournament. 1-0. It's game on. Amazing play from Belgium. Like I gotta say, they looked to be struggling and they hadn't really created much of anything. They were in the game, and yeah, Charles is not even a striker, but holy cow, he can play as one. Oh, and there was another long pass there for Charles, but the this time it was Kouarsi able to clear it away. But Belgium in possession again. It's the opposite for how he plays for club. Yeah, in Atalanta he's just a cam, but because Belgium already has players in that position like KDB, he gets to fulfill as striker now that Lukaku is not playing all 90 minutes. And I mean, it's looked good. Ooh, can Trossard win the ball? Can KDB win the ball? Is that gonna be a foul? It is. Free kick for Belgium, and that's gonna be the first yellow card of the day. And Spain suddenly struggling. Cubarsí now booked. Nothing to complain there. Like Cubarsí just pulls on KDB's shorts. Nothing to complain there. Clear yellow. Stopping a dangerous play. Luckily for Cubarsí, yellow cards get removed after this game. So if Spain um, were to progress to the semifinals, even if he was booked in the semifinals, he wouldn't miss the final. So he wouldn't get a suspension for that. So luckily for Cubarsí there, the only way for him to miss the semis now is to get a red card. So he does have to be careful with that to not receive a second yellow. The great Vanaken about to score number 2. I'm calling it today. We'll see. Spain growing into the game as soon as the first half is about to end. This may not be over yet. I mean, obviously it's not over. It's 1-1 now. But the thing is that Spain looked in absolute control, and now Belgium asking some questions. Although that is a bad pass from Vanaken. And Spain are recovering the ball. Lamine Yamal trying to break through, and that's going to be a free kick for Spain. Oh, Charles is just on side because of Cucurella. Because I saw when the cross came in that he was ahead of Cubarsí. But because Cucurella is the one trying to mark the cross, Charles is left on side. Alright, now Yamal going up against both Doku and the Kuiper. He decides to pass it backwards instead of going for the 1v2. And now, the great footwork from Alex Baena, but the shot from distance is going absolutely nowhere. I believe that was Fabian Ruiz who shot from outside the box. What an amazing cross by Castagne, but the way in which Charles just bullies Cubarsí and manages to get that diving header and where he places it away from Unai Simon was amazing. And the first goal that Spain conceded this World Cup. Gods can bleed. Long pass for Dani Olmo, but Castagne is going to get to it first and clear it away, but that's going to be a corner for Spain. Very dangerous. Or the latest news about the starting 11 for Argentina versus Switzerland. I saw Scaloni might not change anything from Egypt game. Is this true? I think it's true, yeah. That's the same thing I heard, Anshu, that Paredes, Julian Alvarez, and Tagliafico will stay in the starting 11. So that suggests that he's just doing the same formation. Although I would like for him to experiment more with the midfield, playing somebody else instead of Enzo or McAllister, somebody like Lo Celso or Barco, somebody like that. I would like to see more minutes for Nico Paz, more minutes for Gio Simeone, because I feel like Argentina have been struggling for not having a natural winger like we had Di Maria at the last World Cup. Oh, if that pass from Charles had gone through, that would have been really dangerous. And now Dani Olmo, after recovering the ball, pushing forward. Alex Baena trying to find space. Yamal now linking up with him on the left. Lamine cutting inside. Back to Alex Baena. What is Baena gonna do? He's gonna put in a cross for nobody, and that's gonna be a goal kick for Belgium. Who is that tennis player? Oh, I didn't check. Wait. Djokovic was playing against Sinner today in Wimbledon. How did that go? Sinner won in 3 sets. Damn. 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. not even a contest. And so the top two seeded players is going to be Sinner against Esver in the Wimbledon final on Sunday. And we have a Czech final for tomorrow in the women's, Muchova against Noskova. Oh, that's crazy. Granollers and Ceballos lost in the second round in the doubles section. Damn. Oh, Charles played youth tennis. Ah. Wait, and how does that make sense? Like what makes sense now? Like, how is being a tennis player helped him score that goal? Lanky guy running fast. Ah, fair. And now stopping the ball as well. Kevin assisting Doku, and Doku now going up against Pedro Porro. The step over inside the box, twist and turn, and now puts in the cross. I mean, isn't that typical Doku? Trying to dribble, step over, the turn back to put in a cross that just crosses the touchline and it's a goal kick. Isn't that Doku in a nutshell? All right, 30 seconds left. There were 5 minutes of stoppage time. And so far, it's been an entertaining game. I cannot lie. I mean, it's not been an insane game, but both teams proposing, both teams trying to go forward, both teams trying to play football. Neither of them really being defensive. It feels like a back and forth between the two of them. Spain have had most of the possession and therefore most of the opportunities, but Belgium managing to find their moment to make it 1-0 at halftime. And yeah, we have a game. CDK is calling it a 9. Yeah, Doku has to do better, I agree. Kind of feels like the narrative was going into this World Cup that if Belgium was going to do anything, it was going to be thanks to Doku. That this was his team now, that KDB is old and Lukaku has had many fitness problems. Kind of felt like this was Doku's team, but so far he hasn't really been showing it. I mean, if you look at the stats, this looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, what is this? Look at this. What is that? 1 xG for Spain, 0.18 xG for Belgium. But look at this momentum chart. It's been all Spain the entirety of the first half. We hit the hydration break around here, the 22nd, 23rd minute. It's still Spain dominating. They get the goal in the 30th minute thanks to Fabian Ruiz. They still dominate for a few more minutes. The second that Belgium get a good opportunity, it's a massive momentum swing. They get the goal and suddenly it's back to even, or even Spain favored. Like, that is crazy. Spain dominated this whole time, created this many chances, only found one goal. Belgium found one opportunity, they scored. Crazy. Look at that. 2 shots. This verb by the Catalaria blocked and the goal. Meanwhile, Spain filling the entire box with shots. All coming from this right side. Like, this is Lamine. This is the Lamine effect. Like, Alex Baena has created absolutely nothing on the left. He never cuts inside. He always passes backwards. He always holds possession. He never takes on 1-1. Meanwhile, Lamine, whether it's him taking the shot or someone else, it's been mostly him. But Fabian Ruiz as well, Rodri, Alex Baena when he crossed into this side as well. and obviously Fabian Ruiz crashing into the box and scoring from the rebound. But everything has been happening for Spain from Lamine Yamal's side. It's like they cannot attack if he's not doing something. And yeah, out of 16 touches in the opposition box against 5, one big chance, one big chance. Both were scored. I mean, that's just really efficient from Belgium, and it feels like it's wasteful from Spain. Although they've done well to create these opportunities, obviously, but like it doesn't feel like they can score as many chances as they should. I read a stat somewhere that Spain has was one of the 4 teams that beat their opposition in XG in every single game they played. But like it feels like Spain should be scoring more opportunities than they are. They create a lot for what little they score. I mean, Yuku what happened in that game in 2018 was that Belgium scored 2 goals in the first half, and so Brazil basically dominated the entirety of the second half when Belgium decided to park the bus and just rely on Courtois heroics to save them. Yeah, I mean, Alex, just Spain getting found out apparently here with this header by Charles. I mean, Cubarsí got absolutely cooked. He got bodied. It was kind of insane. Kind of insane. But that's football for you. It's not about who created the most chances. It's about who put the ball in the back of the net. And in that regard, it's 1-1. And it's fair. Spain needs to do better with these opportunities that they create. Even then, like all of the opportunities that Spain have created, 0.02 xg, 0.03 xg, 0.08, 0.03, as they got into the box, 0.06, 0.1. This one was a good chance, 0.19, 0.10. Like the goal was a lot of xg, but it was a rebound. Like the chances that Spain are deciding to take here with their shots are not very likely to go in, and I mean they haven't gone in. So yeah, it feels like Spain create a little too much, but they don't score as much as they should based on the chances they create. Seb, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. The Catalar transfer incoming, or is Atlanta his level? That's a good question. I feel like Charles is really good. I mean, there's a reason why when he emerged from Club Brugge, he went over to Milan because that was the expectation that was coming from him based on his performances on the Belgian league. He didn't really have the best of times at Milan, but then again, Milan had been a bit of a dumpster fire over the last few years. At Atalanta, he's been doing decent, but playing in a different position because he's usually like the center attacking midfielder. He plays as the 10, and he's only filling in as the striker here for Belgium because of the fitness issues for Lukaku and KDB playing in the cam position instead. But so far it's been working for him because against the US, good game, scoring those 2 goals. Um, Now scoring this header, bullying Kouarsi to be able to find that opportunity. Could be. But I think that the Catalar is going to have to keep proving himself in the Serie A. But you never know. Like the transfer window after the World Cup just goes absolutely crazy. Sometimes players get hyped up out of their minds because of the World Cup and just make big money moves because of a good tournament. So it could happen that another club has their eyes on him, obviously, but I feel like he's going to stay at Atlanta at least for another season. And if he keeps proving himself, then he might go back to a Milan or another big team. We'll have to see. I don't know his ceiling, but I take him over Gakpo. It's a very different profile of player, in my opinion. Very different profile. What happened to Richard Rios? I didn't see much of him, and the Colombia games he's kind of washed. Like I cannot lie, the Richard Rios that we saw at the last Copa America is not the same guy. Um, he's been coming off the bench, but Gustavo Puerta seems to have been by far the most consistent midfielder alongside Lerma. We were not seeing the same Richard Rios. Yeah, in the Copa America 2024, he was one of the breakout stars of that tournament, and he was one of the reasons why Colombia were so good at that tournament. Colombia are still really good. I think that Colombia showed at this World Cup that they are still the second best team in South America. They need to build upon this foundation. but something needs to change with their mentality, and they need a striker because they still haven't sorted out the striker position, and it's what really let them down at this World Cup. All right, chat. Let me pull up the chat once again so you guys can see yourself here. And we're gonna play some 7-0 again. I had fun yesterday playing 7-0. I don't know if this is the one. This should be the one, I think. Yes, this is the one. Can I put this in English? Yes, I can. Here we go. I promise. We win the World Cup this time around. It says on information the 3-5-2, which is the superior. We're playing from memory because if you play Classic, you have absolutely no ball knowledge. You have to play from memory and do your best with what you're given. Argentina, Switzerland starts at 3 a.m. Yeah, I mean, it starts at 10 p.m. here, so I imagine that in Europe it's going to be extremely late for Europeans. Yeah, Colombia kind of went from having Falcao to having nobody. We're not playing 4-4-2, Seb. We're playing 3-5-2. It's hard to find good fullbacks in this game, so I prefer to have 3 center backs and have as many midfielders as possible, and I still have the option of having 2 strikers. So let's see. Ooh, Germany 94. I mean, I have to go for Lothar Matthaus, surely. Already class midfielder. Japan 2018. I mean, there are some ballers here, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I can do much better than Japan 2018. But is it too early to use my reroll? I'm gonna use my reroll. I'm betting it on that. Oh, Sweden 2018. Oh, just in time. All right, wait. Seb, who do we take? Who do we take from Sweden 2018? Do we take Lindelof? Do we get a center back? Or do we take Olsen? Grangbeast. All right, we're taking Grangbeast at center back. France 2006. We won. We actually won. Zidane. We won. All right. France 2022. There we go. It's over, Chad. It's over. Oh, Sweden 2018. But I don't want to take Shaqiri because oh, we cannot take Shaqiri anyway. All right, give me Sommer. Give me 2018 Sommer every day. Great goalkeeper already. Peru 1970. Okay, can I take Cubillas? I can. Oh, but as the striker, I can only take him as a striker. Cubillas. I guess I'm gonna take Chumpitas then. Oh, he can play DM and center back. Okay, that's good for me. Scotland 78. Oh, Kenny Dalglish. Surely Dalglish. Switzerland 1950. I'm cooked. I have no idea. Seb, what do we know about Switzerland at the 1950 World Cup? Oh no. Oh no. Um, we're taking the Eggman. We're taking Eggman at right midfielder. Uruguay 2018, and I cannot take Suarez or Cavani. Oh no. I can take Bentancur or I can take Godin at center back. Let me take Godin. I'm taking Godin. And then we can always move Eggman to the DM if we need to. Germany 2002, and I cannot take Oliver Kahn. No, we threw. I threw. Oh no, this is probably the worst Germany team I could have gotten. I guess we're taking Bowman as the DM. And who's my left midfielder? Ireland 2002 is absolutely cooked. It's absolutely cooked. We're taking Duff. Oh no. Oh no, it was going so well. Actually, Duff is an 82. Duff is an 82. That's not bad. But Bauman is a 76 and Eggman is 78. Honestly, that could have been a lot worse, but I cannot believe I couldn't take Oliver Kahn from the 2002. Oh no. I made a guy with that surname was. Yeah, I mean, when we couldn't get Oliver Kahn from Germany 2002, it was kind of cooked. All right, but let's believe in this team. Like we have Zidane and Mbappe to lead the way. Like surely that's good enough. Kenny Dalglish is also there. Argentina 1974. That team wasn't that good. Lothar Matthaus, only goal. There we go. That was going way too fast. Hold on. Let's go on fast. Wait. Oh no, it remains 1-0. We're just playing all the Argentina teams. The 58 team is the team that crashed in Sweden. Another 1-0 win. We take those. Dove in the 27th minute. The Soviet Union 1966. That's a really good team. Kenny Dalglish opens the score very early. Is it another 1-0? I'm just absolute harumble. Absolute harumble. Theo, thank you so much for joining. We're playing 7-0. I just built an absolutely mid team, but we won all of our group games. 1-0. So let's see now. Run of 16 against Poland 74. That was a really good team. But a Grankvist scores. Mbappe scores. 2-1. Get in. Get in. Quarterfinals now. Netherlands 2014. That's a good team as well. But Zidane opens the score. Daily Blind equalizes. No, Huntelaar at the death. No. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Oh. Well, this team did its best. I mean, Eggman with the number 0 almost carrying us. All right. All right. You know what? I'm going to trust Seb on this one. We're going 4-4-2. We're going 4-4-2. Should I go 4-4-2 defensive? Let's go 4-4-2 defensive. I feel like this will give us a better chance. Mexico 0-2. I mean, Rafa Marquez, surely. Ooh, England 0-6. So many options here. But I'd be failing my name if I didn't take Steven Gerrard at left midfielder. Chile 1950, no way. No way, Jose. Paraguay 1950, that's somehow even worse. Oh no. Give me Cañete. I don't want to wear the striker actually. Give me Leguizamon. No, somebody here, buy somebody who can play multiple positions at least. Oh, it's cooked, Chad. It's absolutely chopped. Cameroon 2002. We should be able to get a good player here. Oh, Eto'o. Obviously. Italy 98. I mean, I'm not taking 98 Buffon. Absolutely not. Maldini, though. It has to be Maldini, right? Ooh, Del Piero. Nah, it has to be Maldini. Has to be. I'm kind of trolling if I don't take Maldini as a left back. Like, it's one of the only good fullbacks that I'm going to get. We won. We have Neuer in goal. Like, I know this Germany team was absolutely stacked. I'm taking Neuer in goal. That's already crazy. Netherlands 2014. We get it anyway. I'm taking Robin. We cannot get Robin. Give me Van Persie then. Do I take Van Persie? Yeah, I'm taking Van Persie. Like it. Ooh, can I take JJ? Where's JJ? No, he doesn't let me take Okocha. The game is about to restart. Shoot. Hold on. This is more important. Like, I'm gonna start the clock, but this is more important. Hold on, hold on. Oh, I cannot take JJ Okocha. We're cooked. I can take Okafor. I'm taking Okafor at right back. Charlie Kite. I mean, god damn it. Uruguay 86. I cannot take Francescoli. He's so cooked. He's so unbelievably cooked. Give me Bosio as the other DM. Oh, I couldn't take Francescoli. It's like the only good players from those teams. Oh, are you serious? And I cannot take Rossi? Man. I guess... I mean, Gentile was the guy who absolutely wrecked Maradona in that World Cup, but I mean, I guess I have to take Baresi. Look, it's Maldini Baresi. We got them together in a 4-4-2 defensive. Like, is that not absolutely gonna cook? No, could you have given me any other Brazilian team? Any other Brazilian team? Give me Cerezo. That is so cooked. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. Oh, my two defensive midfielders are absolutely awful. Two stinkers up there. But this is a 76. I knew I should have gone with Gentile. I should have gone with Gentile. I should have trusted myself. Okafor is a 72. But look at Neuer, 99 goalkeeper. Like, my defense may be an absolute stinker. But at least we have a 99 goalkeeper. It's impossible for us to concede with this formation. Come on, Chad. I believe. I'm gonna play this ultra fast so that we can get back into the game. Australia 06. Rafa Marquez. Oh, it's a clean 3-1 win. Bias, despite his 72 rating, getting a brace. Serbia 2022 has nothing on me. 2-0 as well. 3 goals in 2 games for Bias too. Chile 74. That should be a win. Oh my god, we lose. But we come second in the group. We come second in the group, so we're through to the round of 16. Italy 1970. That is so chopped. But Cerezo gets a 1-0 win. And we're through to the quarterfinals. Absolutely stole that one. France 82, carried by Platini. We win that. Eto'o with the brace. 88th minute winner from Eto'o, and we're through to the semifinals somehow. Belgium are creating a chance. I couldn't care less. Okay. Unai Simon catches it. Semifinals. Brazil 1978 is cooked. We're over. Pelé, yeah. I mean, that's all what's gonna happen. GG's. Damn. We did our best, Chad. We almost had it. Maybe the 4-4-2 was the way to go, Seb. You were right. Alright. Back into this game, I suppose. Oh my god. Conte was the best everyone I could have gotten. Maybe I should have read the chat before. But winning because of the chat is lame anyway. Oh, that is an amazing through ball for Lamine. Saved by Courtois. Courtois did really well to come off his line. They're saying it's offside now. I don't know if that was offside. Lamine is saying, yeah, my same thought, that was really close if it even was offside. It was offside, apparently. Yeah, like he was leaning forward, yeah. And you could see that he tried to make the run one, went backwards to be onside again, and then made the run again. And it was just his body leaning forward that left him offside. Courtois, either way, had done amazingly to come off his line to block that. Bararo had been an amazing through ball by Kouarsi for Yamal. It's game on again. It's game on again. Like, we've seen it. It's been back and forth despite Spain having most of the opportunities and most of the possession. I mean, Williams has to be in a really bad condition for them to stick with Alex Baena, who's created basically nothing for Spain on that left-hand side. For Spain's sake, like, I hope that he's back relatively soon. They first have to get through this game, and it's not looking easy. He did cook. Like, the whole reason why Spain were able to win that Euros was because of Yamal and Williams. Them having actual wingers that can threaten on the one-on-one changed the way that they play their possession-based football. Because when you can play possession-based, but you have wingers out wide who can stretch defenses, so you can find spaces in between the middle, that changed the game for Spain. Because in 2022, without those wingers, they just had mindless possession for nothing. All right, corner for Belgium now. Can KDB deliver a cross for someone to put Belgium in front? That is a good cross, headed out by the Spanish defense though, and there's a foul, says Michael Oliver. From Raskin. That didn't look like a foul, that didn't look like a foul. I think Rodri was already falling. Yeah, I mean, Roja and Morocco barely even suffered. I remember that Spain against Morocco, Spain hit the post in literally the last kick of the game. But that was like the closest Spain got to a goal in that entire game against Morocco. And Morocco looked dangerous in the counter attack as well. 1,000 passes for no goals. Lamine over to Alex Baena, the header over to Oyarzabal. Baena actually taking on his defender, but then passing it backwards again. Alright, Yamal against the Kuiper, and Doku once again cutting inside. Passes it over to Rodri, Cucurella, and backwards again. I mean, you can see how desperate Belgium were to stop Lamine right there. Always having Doku assist the Kuiper. I mean, it's smart because if you left the Kuiper one-on-one with Yamal, it's absolutely cooked. Ball over to Fabian Ruiz. Gets dispossessed, but Cucurella gets it back. Cucurella, the shot from distance, and it's going to be a corner. Good attempt from Lamine again. It feels like every time that Spain takes a shot is Lamine trying to make something happen, and it takes a deflection on Mechele. And now the corner is for Spain. There was a conspiracy that Russia was doping in 2018, but if people watch the game, Spain actually will understand they were pretty fresh versus Croatia. Dani Olmo with that shot that's never threatening Courtois. I mean, I guess the doping allegations against Russia come from what they did in the Olympics, which kind of helped getting them banned even before the whole Ukraine war debacle. Okay, Spain preparing two substitutions, both Ferran Torres and Pedri going to come onto the pitch apparently. All right, Fabian Ruiz is going to find a teammate. He's going to wait for Pedro Porro to push forward. Rodri for Cucurella. Cucurella, that was a nice attempt by Cucurella to try and find Fabian Ruiz inside the box. He doesn't get to it, and so it's an easy catch for Courtois. Bad pass from Baena and Trossard keeping the ball well. And Belgium look to play out from this press. Ball over to the Kuiper, and the Kuiper to Doku. That is a bad first touch. Keeps the ball in play though. Thank you, Alex. Yes, everybody, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for tomorrow's watch along. Argentina against Switzerland, 10 p.m. Argentina time. I mean, we're gonna start earlier, most likely like 30 to 20 minutes before the game. We're gonna start. Why didn't Pedri start? I think De La Fuente was just trying something weird with both Dani Olmo and Fabian Ruiz. And I mean, to be fair, they both participated in the goal. Oh, that is a good tiki-taka. Oh, the shot hits the side netting. That had been a great 1-2 for Doku, who then squares it to the middle for Maxim the Kuiper, and the shot from the left back ends up hitting the side netting. The 1-2 between De Bruyne and Doku, tearing Spain's defense apart, and the Kuiper finding a lot of space out there to fire that shot, and it hits the side netting. Alex Baena and Fabian Ruiz subbed out. I mean, that's just the substitutions that we expected. And in come Pedri and Ferran Torres. So let's see, I'm guessing that Ferran is still gonna play on the left where Baena was playing, and Pedri now playing to control the ball a bit more instead of being like Fabian, kind of like that box crusher. Dani almost still on the pitch. But here comes the man, Lamine Yamal. He's gonna be the main one to look out, obviously. Pedri already getting involved. That pass is not gonna find Oyarzabal. But Spain retain possession. Now they have to play out from the back. All right, Olmo over to Cucurella on the left. And Ferran kind of showing himself, drifting towards the middle while Cucurella is basically playing as a left winger, now pushing forward very far. But Spain still playing on the right with Lamine. Lamine against Doku. Ooh, Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro with the cross takes a deflection, the ball, and I think that's going to be a corner. Nope, it's going to be a goal kick. No deflection after the cross from Pedro Porro. Rudy Garcia, we're not playing Axel Witsel in Big 2026. Witsel! Oh, but there's Lukaku as well. Okay, so you win some, you lose some. Am I right, Chad? The golden generation still going strong. Unc Witsel and Unc Lukaku coming in to save the day for Belgium. Who in their right mind would sub in Axel Witsel for this game? Like, what in this game makes Rudy Garcia go, you know what I need now? Witsel. That's crazy. I mean, Lukaku. I mean, maybe it's a bit early to sub in Lukaku. I don't know who do you sub off. Like, if you take Charles off. Oh, good cross. Cleared away by Courtois. I mean, the problem is that Tielemans got injured during the warm-ups, and that's why Vanaken is playing. And Onana is already injured, so, like, those two... I guess that makes sense, that those two midfield options are out. But still, like... Pedri wasn't at his best, too. Man, these injury concerns as we go deep into the tournament. Getting out of hand. I mean, you have Salemakers. Like, Salemakers can play midfield. After that, like, somebody like Diego Moreira is more like a winger, right? So, like, yeah, that wouldn't work. I guess, yeah, the injuries have kind of hurt Belgium's midfield really, really bad. But I mean, Witzel, really? I'd rather just keep it like the way it is, honestly. It's not like Belgium are playing bad. They're soaking up pressure well. Okay, so what are the subs gonna be like? Oh, and another one. Who was that? Joaquin Seis from Brugge as well. 21-year-old left back. So wait, he's subbing out the Kuiper? What is he doing? I'm so confused. What is Rudy Garcia doing? I mean, with the form that Olise is on, there's no reason to start Cherky over him. As amazing as a footballer as Cherky is. Cucurella with the cross cleared away by Ngoy. And right on time because Oyarzabal, actually it was Ferran Torres crashing into the box. Rudy Garcia is ringing to lose for Spain versus France. That is crazy. Rosard is subbed out. I mean, Rosard was really quiet this game. I expected a lot better from Rosard, especially with the World Cup that he's been having. Okay. Yuko Soros, sorry to tell you, but Vanaken is off for Witzel. Rosard is off for Lukaku, so they're keeping Charles in, and yeah, the Kuiper subbed out for Joaquin Seis. Alright. Let's see what Seis can do better than what the Kuiper has been doing so far, because the overlapping runs from the Kuiper on Doku were looking dangerous. I guess that the Kuiper defensively is not the strongest, but I mean, Joaquin says 21-year-old from Club Brugge is gonna do better one-on-one against Yamal. I mean, we're gonna see him now. Oh, and the shot from Yamal blocked by Courtois once again, another save. But as soon as we saw Yamal go against Cez, he finds space to find a shot because Cez had no backup whatsoever. I mean, I don't know if he's selling, but these are very sus substitutions. I don't know if it's straight up selling. I guess we're gonna have to see what the end result is. Oh, Doku with the good through ball for the Catalari, and Lukaku is waiting in the middle. That cross from the Catalari is not gonna get to him. Laporte clears it away. De Bruyne with the turn. Ooh, he's saved by Unai Simon. They're still appealing for a handball, the Belgians. Let's see what happened there. It was Raskin with the cross. Okay, yeah, but that's not a handball. Like it hit Rodri in his arm, but that's not a handball. His arm is in a natural position as he's jumping, and Laporte heads it into his hand, so he wasn't expecting it. That's not a penalty. That's not a pen. As much as people may look at that screenshot and say, "Oh, what the heck? How did he not call that?" Oh, and the save now from Courtois. This game is end to end. This game is turning insane now. Oyarzabal finding space in the box. Great play from Lamine Yamal to spot him in, and the shot saved by Courtois. Don't use logic here, rank. That's clearly FIFA's rigging it all for the Euro semis. But they're both European. You guys make me laugh. Like, you guys make me laugh. Like, if only you guys make me laugh because I know that you guys ain't serious. But like when I hate it that there are people that will seriously talk like that in the internet about this whole FIFA rigging it scandal. If anything, in their whole crazy world, it would work better for Belgium to get that penalty and kick Spain out of the competition. In their crazy world logic. Oh, good from Danny Olmo, that's a foul. If Raskin had found Lukaku inside of the box, it was over for Spain. And we're slowly creeping up to golden goal territory. Whoever scores wins. Oh, and now Lamine again, 1-on-1 against Seis. Oh, Seis wins the position. And that's going to be a goal kick. Amazing defending from Seis on Lamine Yamal. And that's going to be a goal kick for Courtois. What are your thoughts on Germany being this bad? They have talent, but their performances are so bad. Well, personally, because the German national team is probably the national team I despise the most. I've been loving this downfall on a personal level. But obviously, I mean, it's sad to see one of the biggest national teams in history doing this poorly. Um, and I guess they kind of need to do what they did after the 2002, after the Euro 2000, basically, where they knew they had to make a restart because German football has stagnated in terms of talent and in terms of coaching. They need to go into the academies again to find that new talent that can bring some spark back into the German style of playing. And I guess under Jurgen Klopp, they can finally have a manager that plays the German way, because the other ones kind of have been playing under another school of football, more possession based and not so much true to the German style of the past. Hansi Flick, I think they should have stuck with Hansi Flick even after he got grouped in 2022 because the team created chances. It was just a matter of scoring those chances. And if they found like some clinical striker, which to be fair they still haven't, um, Hansi Flick could have done wonders with the team. I feel like. Courtois is now sitting on the floor. I don't know if he's time wasting or if he's actually feeling something. In every game as this tournament, Germany lost the midfield. That is kind of crazy. Against Curacao too. Yeah, they haven't had a striker since Klose. That is true. And it's crazy because Klose was basically only good for Germany because for his clubs, like for Lazio or for whatever, he was kind of whatever. Kimmich was playing right back most of the games, even though he's naturally a midfielder. Oh, if Courtois needs to be subbed out, I mean, we're going into the hydration break just in time for Belgium to assess Courtois' situation. If Courtois is injured, I mean, Belgium, to be fair, has some amazing goalkeepers. Like Sen Lamens from Manchester United, who's coming off an amazing season from them, is sitting on the bench. I'm sure that Lamens subbing in wouldn't be the biggest downgrade for Belgium, but I mean, it's Courtois, right? It's one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. Like that could be really bad for Belgium, but Lamens can make a good job as well between the sticks. If it even comes to that. We'll have to see. Let's see now at the end of the hydration break what happens with Courtois. But yeah, that could be really bad for Belgium. Okay, he's still on. He's still on. 20 minutes to go. Nothing to separate these two teams so far. And I feel like the second half has been even closer than the first. Doku as a foul. The second half has even been closer than the first. Like in the first one, Spain dominated most of it, didn't make the most out of their chances. And the only opportunity that Belgium got, they scored. This second half, even though Spain has had more of the ball, it has been more contested. And I mean, it's very early to say, but I don't feel like the substitutions, as much as we were criticizing them, have hurt Belgium really. I mean, Cesc has so far done a good job keeping Yamal quiet, and Lukaku is always a danger inside the box. And Witsel, he's there. He hasn't done anything wrong so far. Rodri with the through ball now for Cucurella, headed it in. Ooh, Ferran Torres over the crossbar. That had been a fantastic play from Spain. Oh, Lamens is coming on. No. Yeah, Courtois is getting subbed out. There it goes. Courtois is off. Courtois is off and in comes Lamens. Well, here's an opportunity for the Manchester United goalkeeper to prove himself with the national team as well. He was never gonna get to start ahead of Courtois, but now Courtois living with an injury, and you can see how much that hurts him to be subbed out like that. But he couldn't endanger his teammate. Oh wait, it's Penders actually. It's Mike Penders. Lamens still sits on the bench. Wait, it's Mike Penders. No, it is Lamens. What? What is? I saw it was Lamens, but then the graphic showed Penders, and I was like, wait, what the heck? No, it is Lamens. The graph got it wrong. Well, let's see what the Manchester United goalkeeper can do now. I will say though, that gives me more question marks if this game were to go to penalties. Courtois on penalties. Unai Simon has been great at penalties too, to be fair. But I feel like that would be a closer contest. Like Lamens now, I like him as a shot stopper, but as a penalty specialist, I'm not entirely sure how he will deal with those high pressure situations. Yeah, that's what I was saying, SSB. Like, it doesn't feel like that much of a downgrade. But if it were to go to pens, I mean, maybe Lamens is one of those guys who just takes the opportunity and doesn't care about the pressure of a situation like that. Ferran Torres now opening for Yamal. Yamal against Cesc once again, trying to beat him on pure pace, and the cross goes past the touch line, and it's gonna be a goal kick for Belgium now. I gotta say, this has been. I'm absolutely jinxing here, but this has been a poor second half by Yamal. Like the first half, he was the only one making something happen for Spain. This second half from Yamal has really not been it. And I know that it's part of Belgium's plan to keep him quiet, but with the Kuiper, he was getting help from Doku. Now Cesc is just defending him one-on-one, and he's doing a good job. So yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, gun to my head, who has been the better team, I would say Spain. But Belgium have been doing their job really well. Oh, Yarzabal not being able to get the ball in between the lines and gets dispossessed. Who are they scared to take off? Yuko. Uy, Pedro Porro in for Ferran Torres, cleared away. Spain slowly but surely prodding away at this Belgian low block. Dani Olmo. Olmo for Yamal. Yamal with the shot, says, blocks it, and it's cleared away by Mechele. Yamal. But how can you take off Yamal? You can't. You cannot. It's impossible. He's the one making something happen for this team. Even if he's been poor the second half. Alright, let's see. Belgium playing long for Lukaku. Can he win the ball? No, he cannot. Man, if Lukaku cannot win against Laporte, like what is left for the rest of the team? Lamine Yamal, Oyarzabal, Oyarzabal, Oyarzabal inside the box, back to Yamal, and backwards again. Oyarzabal not finding the space to put in a cross. Cleared away now by Witsel. Can Lukaku win that? Is that not a foul? No foul, says Michael Oliver. Okay, but that's a throw-in for Belgium. Let's see if they can keep some of the ball at least, because it's been all Spain for the last 10 minutes. Okay, Spain recovered the ball again. Pedri gets fouled. Yep. I mean, it's a scary situation for both teams because we're so late into the game, but like Spain look like they have this one. Oh, Yamal cutting inside. Oh, that's a great pass for Pedro Porro, but the cross gets intercepted. And here comes the reply with Doku. Doku escaping his man, but now gets blocked by two people. Pedri marking him. Oh, Doku getting past Pedri. The Catalare, is that a foul? That is a foul. And it's scary because it looks like Spain has it in the bag, but all it takes is one chance for Belgium. And this late into the game, it could be enough. I don't know if you know, but Egypt's coaches have a history of having meltdowns and being sore losers. I saw the clip, but obviously I don't understand the language and I don't know if it's being taken out of context. But I did see the clip where the Hosan Hassan was saying that the AFCON was rigged for Senegal. United fans saying that Lamens is better than Courtois Pence. I have no idea. I know that Lamens was really good for United, but I don't think I've ever seen Lamens save a pen. Then again, I don't think I've ever seen him be on the receiving end of a pen. Pedro Porro over to Yamal. Back to Rodri. Pedri is gonna have a look. No, he opens up to Yamal. Yamal against Cesc. And so far, Spain passing it sideways. It looks like Yamal wants to make something happen. Oh, Cesc recovering the ball away from Yamal. Cesc is keeping Yamal in his pocket. Like, I know this could backfire really poorly, like as soon as Yamal gets past him once. But Cesc has him in his pocket. It's kind of insane. Dani Olmo, that's a good ball. Oyarzabal, over to Yamal again. Good play with Ferran Torres, but Ngoy is there to clear it away. Doku now. Is that a foul? Yes, says Markel Oliver. Oh, here's Nico Williams. Oyarzabal is off. And I guess this means Ferran Torres is going to be a striker now. And Nico Williams goes to play on the left. Well, let's see it, Nico. Let's see how fit you are. Can he help Spain win this game that so far has proven very difficult for the Spanish side? I just gotta say, whatever happens now, what a turnaround for this Belgium side, who had an underwhelming group stage, looked down and out against Senegal, to beating the US and now going toe to toe against Spain. What a turnaround for this Belgium side, whatever happens now. Pedri is gonna find Nico Williams. All right, Nico, let's see it against Castagne. The crossing doesn't take a deflection, and so it's gonna be a goal kick for Lamens. And the Belgian fans are loving it. They know they're pretty close. Them beating the US is my favorite moment of the tournament. Damn. That was pretty satisfying, I gotta admit. I mean, where is SSB? Like, he was on the bench. Nico, I mean, he clearly came on. Oh, and okay, that is a bad pass from Kevin. Oh, now Kevin is on the floor. And if Kevin is off, now Belgium really don't have any midfield options. Who did they have to sub in? Salemakers? Salad maker. It's looking sketchy. No, they haven't. They haven't used 5 subs. Because they did 3 subs in one window, and then they subbed in Lamens. So they still have 1 sub and 1 window. And suddenly it's the 81st minute. Cucurella, did he get to the ball? Yes, he kept it in play. Pedri now. Nico. Pedri on the wing and links up with Nico. Rodri is going to have a look. Opens it up to Lamine Yamal. Blocked by Seis again. Seis is keeping Lamine in his pocket, man. What is this? And now Doku on the run again. That's a poorly placed pass. And that's going to be a free kick for Spain. Yamal again. Backwards for Rodri. And Rodri all the way for Nico Williams. Pedri over to Nico Williams. Blocked wonderfully by Ngoy. And that's another goal kick. Dude, Spain don't look threatening like at all. It is going to be Salamakers, yep. Spain look very toothless at the moment. I don't know. They have the ball, but it kind of feels like the same story is repeating itself with Spain. The same story we saw the last 2 World Cups with them. And they could very much find a moment late like they did against Portugal to win it now. But they look kind of toothless. Oh, but this is a good ball for Lamine. Oh, Joaquin says. Oh my god, this man. Okay, if somebody deserves a big money move to a big club, Joaquin says, take a bow. Since he's come on, he's adopted Lamine Yamal. Unai Simon having to come off his line, but that ball, oh, okay. Amazing block by Rodri because KDB was looking at the target from 40 yards out after Unai Simon came off his line to kick that ball away. All right, Belgium playing out from the back for the first time in what feels like forever. There's a lot of space in between the Spanish lines, but there is no midfielder over there. Witzel, use your legs, man. Witzel, help. Help, play out from the back. Look who has to drop in. KDB. What is Witzel doing? I'm not even Belgian. I'm actively getting mad at Witzel. How is he, as the central midfielder, how is he not dropping deep to help the center backs play out from the back? Of course, he's the one that loses the ball. Oh my god, man. That was so free for Belgium. Like Spain were pressing, but with no intensity, leaving so much space. And a simple 1-2 could have helped them break that press. And instead, it's KDB who is limping, the one who has to drop deep to help. And now he's foul on Ferran Torres and he gets a yellow. As soon as he gets a yellow, he gets subbed out for Salemakers. Oh, and now Danny almost subbed out for Mikel Merino in Spain. All right, let's see if Merino has another late goal in him. Lamine again. Oh, that's a good pass for Ferran. Backwards for Pedro Porro with the cross for Ferran. Cleared away. And what now? Nico. Nico back to Cucurella. And Pedri again for Rodri. Okay, Lamine. Oh, good pass. Oh, Lamine inside the box. He's gonna cut inside. Clear the way. I don't know why Lamine didn't take a shot at first, like the first time. And then he gets dispossessed by Salemakers. I feel like after the first touch, Lamine could have tried to have a shot. Tried to at least test Lamens, who hasn't had to make a save ever since he's come on. Nico Williams squares it in, clear the way. And Lukaku is going to try to win it against Laporte. Uy, Laporte has to pass it backwards and Cubarsí. Lukaku is in the chase. That's going to be the end of it. Good from Simon. Only 3 minutes left, plus stoppage time. It's tense. We've entered golden goal territory. Whoever scores is most likely going to win now. Pau Cubarsí with the shot. Lamens, what was that? And that's it. Once again, Spain have won it at the end. That is horrific from Lamens. That is a horrific mistake for Lamens. And of course, the camera pans to Courtois. No, Lamens. And of course, it's Mikel Merino once again with a late goal after coming off the bench. The shot from distance by Pau Cubarsí. And the rebound by Lamens just leaves the ball dead there for Mikel Merino to capitalize. No way. That's really how it's gonna end after how well Belgium have been defending. After how toothless Spain have looked. A shot from distance by Cubarsí and an absolute brick by Lamens. He failed to catch it. And the ball is left there, bouncing for Mikel Merino to pounce. That is so stupid. I agree, SSB. That is such a stupid way for the game to end. Spain were looking toothless. Spain were not finding a way through. And in their desperation, Pau Cubarsí shoots from distance. And that is horrific from Lamens. And I feel so bad for the guy because that is a very bad mistake. But I mean, you simply cannot be doing that at this stage. You can't. It's lived, Mr. Krabs. He did a mistake. It happens. It happens, but it shouldn't happen. Exactly. Both of Spain's goals was because the goalie couldn't grip it. Both from a rebound. It hasn't been a convincing performance by Spain, but it's not about being convincing at this stage. It's about actually advancing. And again, Mikel Merino is insane. Crashing the box. Seven minutes of stoppage time. Does Belgium have anything in them to force extra time? There's totally gonna be posts that Lamens did it on purpose. It does feel like the Rionda has something that makes it difficult for goalkeepers. It does feel like it. But I mean, There are no excuses to not grab that ball. That shot was going straight at you. It wasn't even that powerful. There are no excuses for that one. I mean, Spain have to play better than this if they want to beat France. But like I've been telling you guys, I think that Spain matches up really well um, stylistically against France. Yeah, those box crushers have been incredible for Spain. Whenever Oyarzabal or Lamine is not scoring, it's always one of those midfielders. The hockey tactic. Oh, that is a good ball for Raskin. Raskin gets past Unai Simon. Oh, cleared away. Cleared away by Laporte as Lukaku was waiting in the wings. Oh my god. Unai Simon coming desperately off his line and Salamakers dribbles past him. But as he tries to put in the cross for Lukaku to finish the job, Laporte with an amazing acrobatic recovery. Oh, what is Pedri doing now? Getting dispossessed as well, sleeping on the pitch. Doku. Can Doku find someone? Is that a foul? Yes, it is. Free kick to Belgium now. And Spain are scrambling. Laporte gets a yellow as well, but he's not going to be suspended for the semis. All right, Salamakers to deliver this cross into the box. And let's see if Belgium can force extra time. Salamakers with the cross. Lukaku is there. Cleared away by the Spanish defense. They were grabbing Raskin, but there's no foul. And here comes Spain now in the counter-attack. Can they finish this? Joaquin Says just clears it away. Great clearance by Joaquin Says to avoid what was eventually like a 4-on-2 or a 4-on-1. If only Croatia had advanced against Portugal, maybe you could have had a better game there. Yeah, if, buts, or maybes. Okay. 3.5 minutes have gone and 3.5 minutes remain. Unai Simon on the ball. Belgium have to press. They need to make sure that this ball moves away. All right. Unai Simon misses the pitch, and so that's going to be a goal, a throw-in for Belgium. 3 minutes left. Do they have anything else in them? It felt like that chance by Salamakers was their opportunity. But do they have anything else? Witsel wins in the air, but Ferran Torres gets the ball. Is there a foul on Pedri? No, says the ref. Now it's a foul from Witsel. Oh, I mean, that was at the bare minimum a yellow card for Witsel for putting his stats on the calf of Rodri. And exactly because that is a yellow card, it's why Messi's challenge against Algeria is also a yellow card. Don't let people online deceive you. That is the refereeing tendency, at least at this World Cup. That is a yellow. What Messi did is a yellow. Don't let people tell you that that's a red. Oh, that cross into the box. Lukaku doesn't manage to head it. And cleared away by the Spanish defense. Spain are scrambling, and now with nothing to lose, Belgium are going for it. Great recovery from Doku. Raskin. Raskin with the cross. Unai Simon is going to catch it. Yeah, Unai Simon gets fouled. Who is Simons? Oh, nice Simon. I mean, he did well there to catch the cross, but then he gets fouled by Lukaku. I mean, we know it in the rules. You cannot touch the goalkeeper when he holds the ball. For the third year in a row, yeah, we had it at the Euros, we had it in the Nations League, we're gonna have it at the World Cup. Spain against France, unless Belgium have anything to say about it in this final minute of the game, but it's Spain the one who has possession. And the last two times Spain have won, but France look absolutely unstoppable at the moment. Cucurella is gonna have a shot. I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like Cucurella taking that shot. I swear, if Belgium equalize now, Cucurella is gonna be kicking himself. All right, Laporte wins the ball again. If Belgium somehow has scored from that chance, everybody should, like, I don't know, Cucurella cannot be allowed back in Spain. Like, how are you taking that shot instead of keeping possession in the final seconds of the game? I feel like it's 50-50 Coke Zero. I'm 100% honest. As much as I think that France's team is more scary, I think that Spain-France is is a 50-50 game. Michael Oliver blows the whistle. Spain have done it. It wasn't convincing. It wasn't pretty, but they get it done. They're in the World Cup semifinals. They beaten Belgium 2-1. Goals by Fabian Ruiz and Mikel Merino. The equalizer by Charles de Catalare, not enough for the Belgians. They're going home once again. Terrible way to lose because I think that Belgium deserved more than that. They did really well, especially in the second half. Spain were looking toothless. But an absolute stinker, a shocker from Lamens, serving Mikel Merino the winner on a silver platter at the death. And Spain are through. Thank you so much for that donation, Pedro El Chulo. Let's go, Españita. I'm sure you'll be happy about that. Thank you so much for the donation. You totally didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much and congratulations. Let's hope that you can defeat France. And what I want the most is to have that finalissima that we didn't get at the start of this year. I wanted to be the World Cup final. I mean, SSV, you say it's not sustainable. If they beat France 1-0 and they win the final 1-0, nobody's gonna remember how they played. The same for Argentina. If Argentina beats Switzerland 1-0, win the semis 1-0, win the final 1-0, like nobody's gonna remember that we struggled against Cabo Verde and Egypt. At the World Cup, it's not so much about how you do it, it's doing it. Especially this late into the knockouts, you just have to win. And Spain are winning. Despite them conceding their first goal this tournament, they managed to win it. France is a whole new level, I agree, Pedro. But what I've been telling the chat is that I think that Spain, matchup wise, are kind of good into France that we've seen. Yeah, the last two times that you've gone up against them, that you guys won. Yeah, Germany almost lost to Algeria in 2014, and people still remember them as one of the best World Cup winning teams of all time. Not all World Cup games are gonna look pretty, but when it's not pretty, you have to find a way to win, and Spain have found a way to win here. Shot from distance by Cubarsi, Lamens drops it, and Merino is there to capitalize. It's not pretty, but it gets the job. And they're through, and there's merit in getting the job done as well when it's ugly. Argentina have done it twice this tournament already. Not a bad game. I knew Spain would win, but Belgium put up a good fight. I agree. I do think that the keeper going out for Belgium, as well as some of their players coming off, still the win for Spain. But Belgium were defending well, and I feel like Cesc was an amazing cameo. He was keeping Yamal quiet the entirety of the second half. Lamine Yamal did nothing that second half. Nothing. And Joaquin Cesc coming into the game kind of allowed that to happen. Incredible. And now we'll have to see what happens on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure, between Spain and France. because this France team looks unstoppable, but this Spain team looks unbeatable. Unstoppable force meets immovable object. Yamal hasn't been good this World Cup. Hopefully he rises up against Spain, against France. I mean, sure, he's shown it in the Euros. He's shown it at the Nations League. He needs to show it again at the World Cup. And like I said, France have been struggling to break down um, low blocks. Like against Paraguay, they were struggling to break down the low block. Like against Morocco, they were struggling to break down the low block. France weren't creating good chances against Morocco unless they were getting the ball back in the midfield and running into space. Once it was the French attackers against the Moroccan defense, one on one, that's where Morocco lost. Like the penalty came that way, and both of the goals, the Mbappe goal and the Dembele goal, came that way. The French attackers running at defenders one on one, and then it's over. But as long as Spain, who are a very good team at keeping the ball, and don't lose possession in the midfield, can keep it that way and keep a defensive shape whenever France is trying to attack, I feel like France have not created good chances when the other team is defending well. When they're running into space, that's when they look the most dangerous. But if Spain can keep a defensive formation and most importantly, keep the ball, I feel like Spain, matchup wise, look really good into France. But they also need to play better than what they have today, and they need to be clinical with their chances. But the box crashers today, first Fabian Ruiz and then Merino, very important for Spain. Merino retired Kroos, Ronaldo, and the Belgium golden generation. That's crazy. Kone has been better. Kone has definitely improved that France midfield alongside Rabiot. So we'll have to see what happens there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Like I said, I'm not gonna be home tomorrow for England against Norway, but I'm sure that that's gonna be an amazing game. I hope that you guys can enjoy it. But we're gonna be here for Argentina against Switzerland late at night to find out if Argentina can join these teams in the semifinals. It's gonna be a very nerve-wracking game in the same way that every Argentina game in the knockout so far has been nerve-wracking. But we can believe. We have to believe in this team, and the dream lives on. So yeah, Spain are through. They're gonna play France on Tuesday. It's gonna be an amazing game as well. We're gonna be making a watch along for that too. But yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, Pedro, as well for that donation. Really, really appreciate it. Iktar, Sev, Albert Jonas, Star, Soros, Mr. Krabs, SSV, Adam, Patrick, Coke Zero, absolutely everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the streams. You guys made this all worth it. So let's hope to keep making more watch-alongs. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Argentina against Switzerland. You won't want to miss it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.